Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa Lewis. I'm a realtor here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Today is part 2 of a video interview where my friend Kelly came over to interview me, so you get to know me a little bit better as a person and as a realtor. I think it's important to get to know who you're working with when you're investing your time, money, energy, and resources in purchasing a home. So I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do, please like and subscribe to my channel. I hope to bring you more content that is useful for you and your family when you're planning your trip to look at homes. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.
So you grew up North Miami. Did you live there all the way from like elementary to high school?
I did, all the way from elementary to high school. Oh, wow. I did live one other place. I did go to elementary at Norwood Elementary. That was like I loved that school, and that's like right off the turnpike, a little further north of this neighborhood that I'm talking about now. But yeah, then after I graduated high school, I met someone when I was about, let's see, that was 15 to 21, and then after that I met another person that I dated, and he was in the technical industry, computer industry, and he talked me into getting into the job to be a technical support engineer, and I was so scared. I was so scared.
Oh, wow.
I knew nothing about computers, nothing. And
so is this the time after college or after high school?
Well, it was before college. It was after high school. My first job was, well, I worked at Winn-Dixie for a little while, and then I worked at a health insurance company where I was hired as like a file room person, clerk, and then a file room manager, and then I was a claims adjudicator. And then when I left there,
quite a few little things there, Miss Melissa.
I did. I moved up pretty quickly.
I'm learning.
And then I was a pretty good typer.
Okay.
So when I
That's when we had typing in high school.
We did, yes, I had a typewriter.
Yeah.
So when I met my second boyfriend of 5 years, he worked at a place called The Answer Group in, I want to say it's Plantation, Florida, or Tamarack, Florida. And it was compact technical support. Basically, we did compact technical support, and then they ended up getting Dell and, you know, a couple of other big company names where they would do technical support.
Okay. Did you like that?
Like I said, I was scared. So I took out my notebook paper and I'm like, okay. I said, so teaching me how to troubleshoot a mouse, teach me how to troubleshoot a monitor. And then I went through every piece of hardware, and and I had a list of how to troubleshoot every single piece of,
well, quite handy for
hardware.
Nowadays. It's
and
all
stuck it in a
technology.
notebook.
Yeah.
And then I went to the interview, and basically I stood in the doorway, and the guy was on the phone, and he's like, yeah. And he says, do you know 95? And I'm like, 95? I don't type 95 words a minute. I'm like, that's crazy. Who types 95 words a minute? He says, Windows 95. Do you know Windows 95?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I've seen it a few times. You're hired. I'm like, okay.
Well, I only type 60.
Well,
but that is so funny because it reminds me of, I had just gone to Costco and they're like, your phone is not even 5G. I'm like, it's not? I feel kind of a little jipped off.
But
anyway.
I'm not sure what 5G is.
But I don't even know what that is, but it kind of, for back in the
right?
day, it sounds like 95. What does that mean?
AOL, 95, Windows 95.
Oh, Windows 95, yeah. One of these.
But you remember AOL
terms.
Dial-up?
Yeah.
And it would ring, and
yeah.
then
Dial-ups, yeah. So
I got the job.
Yeah.
I was standing in the doorway. I got the job while I was standing in the doorway. So I have to tell you the story about how I got the car job. But so I got the job, and luckily I was put in this like cubicle, and there was like 2 people over here, 1 person over here, 3 people behind me. So there was like 4 on this side, 4 on this side, and whenever I had a question that I couldn't answer with my notebook, I'd put them on hold, and the person that sat next to me would help me through it, or the person behind me would help me through it, or the person next over here helped me through it. So I took notes like crazy, and I went from technical support engineer to a team leader. in a matter of about a year. And then I had 24 technicians under me where I was teaching them. And by then I hired, I got my 2 sisters hired there, my little sister and my older sister. So, and they started off just like me, knowing nothing. And, yeah. And we would go into the bathroom and like, I would find people crying in there and, like, oh, I'm going to quit. And I'm like, no, you're not, because I was here crying too and saying I'm going to quit. But somehow I made it back to the floor, and I made it back to where somebody showed me how to get through it, to get through that day.
So you were able to
crazy.
help people you found in the same situation when you first started.
Yeah.
And your 2 sisters were able to go on. Wow, that's wonderful. Yeah. So was that a phone call? A call?
Call center.
A call center. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So then, okay, so so we learned about your education and a little about your work, and that was your first job.
Yeah.
What was your most memorable job?
Well, they're all.
Or
I would say that they're all memorable. I enjoyed all of them. There's a good takeaway out of every single one of them. Learning how to troubleshoot computers is definitely helping me today in today's market. Right now where we're at right now, it helped me to start my YouTube channel, because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for all the technology. I mean, like, look.
You should see this getup right now. I mean, it's just all technology. So,
honestly, this is what happened. My husband walked out on us on New Year's Eve, okay? And when he walked out on us on New Year's Eve, it kind of like pulled the rug out from underneath me. And it's like I'm running on fear motivation right now. So basically, I wanted to always start a YouTube channel with him, the realtor and the builder, but it just, I don't know.
And you might, well, I mean, you never know.
All I can say is that he's going through his own.
Yes, he's
going through his own thing right now. So, anyways, so what I've done was on like the 1st of January or the first week of January, there was this women's real estate conference where, they were making vision boards. It seems so stupid. It seems so silly. But honestly, I found a babysitter to babysit for the hour or 2 hours that they were having this thing down in West Palm Beach. I made it down there about a half hour later, 40 minutes late. I missed some of the guest speakers, but I got there just in time to hear the last guest speaker. And luckily I did, because actually I've been staying in touch with her, and through her, she got me on a Zoom call where they're going to have a monthly Zoom call, and it's basically, it's called, oh goodness, I can't remember the name of it now, but it's a monthly Zoom call that I've always wanted to be a part of, and it's just a bunch of leaders, and it's a bunch of, I don't know if it's all women on the Zoom call, but anyways, I did the vision board, and I have it pasted to my door in my bedroom.
So what's on your vision board?
Well,
oh my gosh, was I the babysitter that was late? I'm so sorry.
You might have been.
This is why I owe her this interview.
You might have been. I don't know. My life
I put 2 and 2 together, like, you were late? The vision board? Sounds familiar.
Life is a blur since December 31st. I'm telling you. So I've had this, that, the other going on as far as classes and stuff like that. So immediately after that class, I'll tell you what's on my vision board.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go back to that real quick, that question. So real quick, there was a ton of magazines that everybody could choose from. And there was GQ and fashion and this and home and blah, 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 blah. And I mean, some of them were like Cosmopolitan and da-da-da-da. But I found one that nobody wanted, Family magazine. And I grabbed that thing and I said, I'm going to find something in here to put on my vision board, and I don't care, because I don't want anything from Cosmopolitan. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's all about family for me. So I went through there and I just grabbed a lot of stuff. It's, like one little thing I pulled out of there was like my mom, it was a little article that said my mom's babysitter didn't come through tonight. So we took our tent out on the back in the backyard, and we're camping out with the stars. A memorable night they'll never forget. I mean, someone wrote that from their childhood. That's their memory. That a babysitter fell through and their mom took them out on the backyard to camp. I mean,
Plan B.
Yeah.
And they remembered it.
And they
and
remembered
probably
it.
Little, and there was a reason
All
for
those
everything.
years
then.
later that they
Yeah.
wrote it in the magazine.
And you just took your daughter camping.
I did.
I think that makes sense. That inspired you.
A friend of ours in our group, Christina, thank you, Christina. She sent me this link. She's like, I thought of you. Yeah, I don't know why she thought of me. I think maybe because I took Katie camping a couple of.
I think it was more like glamping, but
it was glam. Well, with a toddler who has time to do primitive camping,
especially last minute, it's not like you're gonna.
No, okay. So my birthday was Valentine's Day, and I had to I wanted to give myself a birthday present. I was supposed to go to Hawaii for my 50th birthday, and that fell through, obviously, because my husband walked out on us, and my best backup plan was camping with Katie. And, Christina sent me this text message, and it came just right in time because my birthday is Valentine's Day. I got the text message like a week before my birthday, and she said, I thought of you, and I looked, and they were booked. They were booked through They were booked all Valentine's Day week. They were booked all the week after that, like the whole month of February was booked. And I'm like, are they booked tomorrow? And they weren't. Oh. It was like a Tuesday that she sent me. So I booked, no, it was like a Monday. So I booked Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. And I wanted like Friday and Saturday or something like that. And the lady said, no, we can't, because a family reunion is going to actually meet here. It's a glamping site here at Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Yeah. And it is amazing. There's not enough good I could say about it. I mean, it's amazing, phenomenal. So it is glamping, but when you have a toddler, I highly recommend it. But when you have a toddler, it's like there was air conditioning. I did get my own fire started, okay? And I did set up my own, what do you call it? Those swings that you swing on.
I was just got to say a sleeping bag, but I don't know what else you do.
No, there was a queen
swing?
size. There was a queen size bed.
Oh, jeez.
And bunk beds.
Glamping part.
And bunk beds in there.
And I was going to give you a little match starter thing, but I thought maybe it's gas and to turn the knob.
No.
I'll give it to you anyway because I know you like camping now.
Yes.
Okay.
I love camping.
Right.
So that was great. So I did that for my early birthday present a week before my birthday, and it was just phenomenal. And then for my birthday, Katie and I had tea because I did read that some family was, maybe in Hannah's, Hannah Knows Best, the study that we did. And they did teas for birthdays and for Christmas and holidays and stuff. So we did a tea party.
Oh, so sweet. That is so sweet. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that just kind of leads me to my next question, which is about hobbies. So it sounds like you like camping. What are other things you like to do, Miss Melissa?
So I'm going to surprise you and probably everybody else out there that knows me.
What are your favorite hobbies or things to do? And not only that, let us know if you've done anything extraordinary like skydive or bungee jump.
I might want to do skydiving. Okay. I might.
But let's talk about your hobbies that you've
If there's
done.
a few backups, besides the primary.
Besides the parachute?
Besides the primary, if there's a few backups, not just one backup, but a few. Anyways, so I might. But before I met my husband, I got my scuba diving license.
Oh, so yeah. Sounds like you're a very outdoorsy person, adventurer.
So I got my open water in college. My dad said, Melissa, do something you've never done before. So I got my open water diving certification. And then when I was working at the car dealership, because I worked at a car dealership for a while, and that's another story as well.
Yeah, we want to hear that because I know that's a big part of your work experience.
It was a huge part. 18 years.
Wow.
So so basically when the World Trade Centers fell, okay, let me back up. 9/11. Let me back up. So I went from the tech industry and then immediately moved to Atlanta.
So this isn't the millennial.
And my fiance had gotten a job in Atlanta. And not the husband I'm with now. This was my previous relationship. But I started working at a place called the V&I Video Networks. And I was a network operations engineer. So I'm not even sure how I got that job.
I think you were destined to be an engineer.
So I started like typing up all their manuals because they had nothing on file on how to take down and bring up a satellite network. And so they were trying to teach me how to take down and bring up a satellite network, but there was no documentation on it. And I felt like there should be something so that, you know, should be some manual. Again, here I am with the manuals, right? So, because I took all the notes with the, okay, so
this is you're now in Atlanta.
now I'm in Atlanta, and I create the manual for them, the network operations manual on how to bring down and, you know, take down and bring up
So you have some techno savvy at this point. Yeah.
And then the World Trade Center happened. So 9/11 happened when I was at work, and I was working there, and I almost threw up, like, you know, in the garbage can when I was hearing about it, because actually we were hearing about it, and I was like, I knew something was wrong immediately. A plane just doesn't fly into a building. I knew immediately, you know, we were under attack. And so I was sick to my stomach. But so what we did at Video Networks at VNI was we took all the content from NBC News Channel and sent it out to all the affiliates around the world. So California was actually the one who had gotten the story and sent it to NBC News Channel, their affiliate in California.
Before the East Coast?
Yeah, before New York. Yeah.
Wow. And I mean, you were on the East Coast.
Probably because everybody was scrambling to go down there, but who reported it first? It came from California, at least from my memory. That's from my memory. So we got a call saying, hey, listen, you know, we got to push this content to all the affiliates all around the world. We had like 250 affiliates. There were NBC affiliates, and that we had to send it out to. And in the meantime, we're trying to push content, but in the meantime, I'm like sick to my stomach. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on with the country?
Sure.
So people were losing their jobs left and right. I don't know if you remember, there was a lot of people, truck drivers even, you know, like people that you wouldn't think would be affected by it, you know? I mean, like, not only the financial district on Wall Street, but it was like it affected every home in America. It was really crazy. So everybody was getting laid off no matter what kind of job that they had. And I wasn't laid off immediately. They actually promoted me and sent me out to Maryland and Washington, D.C. To learn how to, you know, Hughes network satellite training. So I had to learn all about satellites and stuff. So I went there and I did the training.
Just real quick, when 9/11 happened, a lot of people were sent home. You were still able to work at your building.
We were in Atlanta. We were in Atlanta.
Right.
So we weren't in New York City.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's all we have time for today. But stay tuned tomorrow and I'll post part 3 of this interview. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe to my channel. And let me know if there's something I can help you with in looking for a home here in Palm Beach Gardens or the surrounding areas. Thank you.